And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm touching base with you with my partner Chris, as we do every Wednesday. And he's here Thursday and Fridays also. But we're here. It is Let's Talk on Wednesday. I think our ladies are out and about, so we'll see if they pop
Okay.
up and show up. But I know that they are out in the world. I know Gwendolyn, I think, is on vacation. So
Yes, I believe she is. I saw her out of office notice on her socials.
and when she shuts
I
down,
love it.
she shuts down. She
I
is
love
not
it.
going to be connecting with cyber anything. She will not touch anything cyberspace. Nothing.
And I
She's
don't
so
blame
good.
her one bit.
She is highly disciplined. And when she goes on
As you
vacation,
should be.
yeah. And everyone should be that
That,
way. I tell my friends all the time, we should be more like that.
that's what vacation is about. Let's get you up
So
on the screen.
let's see who's
There we
in
go.
this building. Let's see. Oh, let me try to be nice with the Instagrammers. I'm gonna go right ahead and do it real fast. I just hope one day they'll get Instagram like embedded so you can just click on it just like everybody else. So you don't have to go all through these hoops. That's one thing they need to work on that is like necessary. And
Mhm.
one of my other friends, he has StreamYard, and he says he would love for them to do TikTok the same ways as well. They would like to see TikTok embedded so we can just easily go to TikTok, Instagram, any of these platforms. But I guess it requires some kind of alliance.
It does because everyone else taps into it. Why can't they? It's not like it's like you're recreating something. I mean, it's probably just like a button they need to push.
Yes, but they probably just want money. I mean,
That part.
yeah. So anyway, so guys, yeah. And why does the
By
Focus
the way,
Friday thing on?
before you forget, I don't know. Yeah, great show yesterday with you and Dr. Tachi.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Dr. Tachi, you know how Dr. Tachi is. And
Absolutely.
we really just that was her wheelbarrow.
Yes.
Media.
One more thing before I forget. We got a
What?
birthday boy in the room. It's
Oh,
Brian's birthday today, I believe.
It's Brian's birthday, Mr. B.
Yes.
It's Mr. B's birthday. Oh, we gotta celebrate Mr. Birthday. We gotta celebrate the birthday boy. Well, first of all, let's go to hellos. And the first person in the building is Omar for the gold. Bing,
Come
bing,
on,
bing, bing,
Omar.
bing. He says, "Good morning, all." In the silver is Aya. I get a kick out of it.
The
Grand Rising,
commercial.
Aaron, and everyone. And Brian gets the bronze. He says, "Let's go." Nice one, nice one. And also in the building is Alicia. Sorry, Christina. Christine is in the building, and Christina. And also we have Alicia. Alicia is in the building, and yeah. How did you know it was his birthday? I don't see any. I don't have it on my calendar.
So this morning when I was doing all my posts for all my clients and stuff, and I was just going through my page, his popped up. Because what I make
Ah,
sure that I have people that I want to see their stuff tagged that I get notified for all the different things. So his showed up in my timeline really early. So that's how I keep
nice.
abreast to certain things.
You're so good at Chris. You're so good at
I,
this
tr- I
stuff.
try because if you don't get on it from the very beginning, you'll forget and it just fades away.
So can we sing
Happy birthday, sir.
"Happy birthday to you"?
Uh-oh.
Happy
Happy
birthday to
birthday
you.
to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Okay, now they don't want to hear us sing,
No, they do
but happy
not.
birthday,
No.
Brian.
Mr. B, one of the pillars of this community, y'all. So it's always good to celebrate our pillars in this community. Show up here, interject, apart panels, have conversations, all that's good stuff. Omar says, "Happy birthday, Brian." Look at it. We got to put that on the screen. Happy birthday, Brian. Good morning, says Lisa. She says, "Good morning, everyone." And if you're in the building, please hit the likes.
The likes.
Hit the
Already
likes.
did
Hit the
it.
likes. I'm always like weird out. Like when I go back over the tape and it says, "Oh, only 10 people had the likes. Only 12 people." When I know, like right now, I see 16 people in the building, 17 people in one area, 17 in another, 16 in another. There should be 17 likes going on right now. And then that would be 100 likes. And I'm sure the algorithms will respond to 100% attendance. Anyway, just
see, that's why another reason why I monitor on the TV, because I do actually hit the like button on that the monitor that I'm watching on.
I hit the like on everyone's program. I make sure when Gwendolyn's on, I hit the likes. Elise's on, I hit the likes. I hit the likes. The likes is the best way. You're not paying for the subjects and stuff. Hit the likes.
Yeah. It's that free approval.
Lisa said, Lisa said, I just liked.
Nice.
So yesterday was a busy day. I had the great opportunity to photograph for the Manhattan Chamber of Commerce, which I am going to send them their photos today. But I wanted to share with some of you guys. Usually I don't do this. I don't usually share my photos before I share it with them. But hey, I'm Ron. I'm one of the ambassadors. So I won't get into trouble. And how many people are going to watch it before I send it? I'm going to send it to them while I'm in this chat anyway. Through after I finish this with WeTransfer. But I had a great time at the obviously we get together. We have what's called the board meeting for all the board chairmen of the board. So they all get together and discuss the year. So it's an end celebration. And then after that, all of the members of the chamber get together and we have food. And we had it this year as like last year and the year before. We were at the Hard Rock Cafe. And I don't know if you've ever been to the Hard Rock Cafe in Times Square. It is a really cool place.
Sorry about that.
It was just I was like, yes.
Well, yeah, it was appropriate, but
for me.
Yeah.
Nothing happens for me. Only when you do it. But so let me see if I can share the screen with you. And let me pop that on and get down the screen. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to share this with you all. I'm going to share this window. And so yeah, this is all the folks at the chamber and folks hanging out. I'm roaming around. I'm photographing. As you know, I like to be the fly on the wall. I stealthily go in, I photograph, and then I move to the next people. And it was a great time. People checking in. It's we celebrating Christmas. It's the last event of the year technically, and this is our team, our wonderful team that gives out the badges and do all of the volunteers, and they do such great work. And
I love their tree.
Oh yeah, that Hard Rock Cafe. Really, if you have not been to the Hard Rock Cafe, it is an amazing place of historical value. They have photos and guitars and anything related to music of the greatest artists. Like they have letters from Oko to John Lennon. They have Paul McCartney's guitar. They have you see, it's just all this paraphernalia everywhere in the building, and it's just great places. So, and this young lady right here, she is. I'll be talking about her probably next week because she has a facial company for skincare, I should say. Skincare, and I'm going to get she says, Ron, you have a complimentary facial. And I said, okay. I'm in it. I'm on it. And I said, I'm going to bring my little, obviously I'm going to share your business with my community and all those out there. I said, thank you.
You should record it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely recording it. Cause I was like,
okay.
I haven't had a facial in years. It's been years, but when I get a facial, they're good. And so, so the theme last year, this year is Stronger Together. And I want you to know everyone is also really diving into the mindset of it is I got distracted by this person on here. Hold on a second. Let me just delete that comment. Anyway, okay, there we go. So everyone is really rallying behind the thought and the mindset and the process of community. We are not going to survive this without community. We need each other. We have to be together. We are stronger together than apart. And so I was when I saw that with the Manhattan Chamber that this was the title of our event last night. I was like, yes, because that's kind of like the
A
music.
lot of people are using that motto right now because I know that even like Whoopi Goldberg on The View, that's the last
Mhm.
thing she says before she signs off for the day on that show.
We are stronger together. And this is
Yeah,
Jessica. She is the chairman of the Manhattan Chamber, chairwoman, and she makes it all happen. She's been our chairperson for the longest, and she is incredible. And so I said, I got some shots for you. I want you right here. And she obliged. she she
that's a great
allowed me
shot.
to she allowed me to get the shots for her because usually she hates the camera. She's like, Ron, you can
It
photograph
likes
everything else,
her,
but don't try not to photograph me.
but it likes her.
But she
Great
looks like
face.
I tell her she's beautiful. I said, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you want to be a part? I mean, I said, I'm never gonna make you look bad. So, but yeah, so we have food. The food was great, the people were wonderful, and again, stronger together. The food, like I said, they had great food services, people hanging out, different people from all backgrounds. What I love about our Manhattan Chamber is that there is such diversity there. And yeah, so it was really good. I'm just going to show you a couple more photos. This is the one of the president of the Manhattan Chamber, and and so there we go. It's just really nice to be a part of this. It's always an honor to be able to photograph the this event, and people are just having a good time and just being together. It's Christmas season. I forgot her position, but she's in charge or one of the offices here in New York City, and so she was one of our big wigs in the building. And so I just took some really cool photos of the people to make people feel like, hey, you are here. So you see how big this venue is?
It's a
Is
big
you can
space.
beautiful space. I love
You
that
know what?
the colors. I love photographing this place because of the
Yeah.
colors. And that's another. This is I do she the borough president, not borough. She used to be the borough president, but she is now, I think, one of someone that does Gail Brower, Gail Bauer. I think it is Gail, but Gail has always been a part of the Manhattan Chamber. She is always looking out for the people and trying to help small businesses in New York City. So she's really dedicated to that. And then we also had a giveaway. We gave away tickets to South West Airlines last night. Gave some vodka away. It was a really good night to just hang out, have some fun, and yeah, I think that's pretty much. But I wanted to share some of it, and then that
Okay.
was the vodka. That was the vodka. This is gosh, my names are horrible, but she owns a vodka company, and she is like one of the number one sellers in China, and she manufactures in Australia, and it's called
Mm-mm.
Juju Vodka, Juju Vodka, and
Look that one up.
she's an amazing person. So again, I love being a part of the Manhattan Chamber. I always recommend if you are a small business owner, you should be a part of your Chamber of Commerce. Now, New York is a unique place when it comes to the Chamber of Commerce because New York has several. We have Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce, Manhattan Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. We have the New York Chamber of Commerce. We have Queens Chamber of Commerce, Bronx Chamber of Commerce, Staten Island Chamber of Commerce. Then after we got all of the cities and borough chambers, New York is not like any other place in the country. Most cities and states most cities only have one. We have about 50 of them. We have the Italian chamber, the Australian chamber, the British chamber. All the chambers that represent around the world are also here in New York City. So if you want to be a part of the Chamber of Commerce, you can build your business by networking with these folks because people don't know who you are until you introduce yourself to them.
Yeah.
So if you want to do business, don't be the sorry about that. I lost my hold on a second.
We
Okay,
can hear you.
I'm back. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't be shy. If you own a business, you gotta plug in. Plug in. Get involved. That's what these chamber events are about. I took my buddy with me yesterday. He's been with me a couple of chamber events, and now he's going to hopefully be a part of that. And because that's the best way to build your business. Again, people do business with people they know. So I have a lot of photography gigs because of my Manhattan Chamber recommendations from my friends at the chamber. And also I am the chamber photographer. So I got lots of gigs going on.
Yeah.
Thank God for it. Okay, I see Elise is in the building. Elise, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome. Do you want me to say? If you do, let me know, and I will send you the link. Also, I see. So Elise says, "Good morning, everyone." Also, she says, "Community and connection is so important." That's what it's about, y'all. You got to build community. Find community. Find community. Also, I see in the building, Mr. Photo Ken Arts is in the building. Welcome, sir. And he says, "Wonderful Wednesday, everyone." It is hump day, right? It is hump day. Do people still say hump day?
Yeah.
And Dr. Tachi is in the building. She says, "Hello, all. Hello, all." So what's in the news today that we want to talk about, Chris? Anything particular?
I know that you guys kind of touched on it yesterday a little bit, but Jasmine Crockett, like, I think that her announcement that she's running for the Senate seat in Texas was actually kind of profound. The way that she did it, it wasn't your typical announcement. It wasn't your typical announcement. She literally used the Orange Menace's "Cankle McTits McTaco," his words to introduce herself. I mean, if he wants to live rent free, and why not use it? I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome. Really she didn't say anything.
No, that was such a good way of sharing. I mean, to announce it, and then she also has one online with the young rapper rapping about her, and I thought that was really cool too. And so yeah, I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, I think she is, like, I mentioned yesterday, I think she's going to be an awesome senator. And
here's the thing: she does have a fight. She does have a fight ahead of her because
a big fight.
That's been a Republican stronghold for decades, and I think, though, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of a sea change happening.
Let's look at last night.
In Florida. And Florida has its first Miami Democratic mayor
in 30
years. That's crazy. So the tides are changing, and people are taking notice, and certain people are running scared.
Yeah.
So I mean, to have a Democratic mayor of Miami, where a Republican has held that office for 30 years, that's saying something, because Miami is a stronghold. I can say stranglehold.
So, I mean, things are happening. People are, the only people that can save America are the people of the United States of America.
Yeah, but here's the other thing, though, too. I don't want us to get giddy and happy that all these changes are happening, because it would mean absolutely nothing if these people get into office and it's the same quid pro quo. If they're doing the same thing, and they're not making any significant changes, and on top of it, if they're not codifying some of these laws that were put into place decades ago, that these Republicans are overturning and taking advantage of, then it's all for nothing. So I'm hoping that all these changes lead to even more changes, more permanent changes.
Well, and can I just take a moment to say, I know I don't want to talk about the Orange Menace or the Cankles Taco Tits.
I think you find joy in saying that.
Cankle Taco Tits. I love it. I love that one. I really do love it. The girls from I Have Had It.
Yeah.
They're the best over there.
I love them.
I look at them every day, all day.
Yep.
I've had it. So he had a rally last night, And the rally, I'm not even going to do any clips from it, but the rally was truly, it was, I don't want to call it a Klan rally, but it was Klan-like rally. And what's amazing to me is that all of these poor, I did send it. Let me send it again. Okay, let me see if it went out. Let me make sure I send that to Elise again. Hold on a second.
Well, I mean, while you're doing that, even the people that are there, they don't seem as enthusiastic as they once did before. Like when he said certain things, like their claps were kind of like, I've only seen clips of it, but like they were kind of hesitating, like they're not sure if they're supposed to.
Some of
that
them,
type of stuff.
But the white men in the background were laughing with him. I sat there and said, wait a minute. You are poor. You have nothing. You are in a red state and you are losing your health care. You're losing your farm. You're losing your hospitals, your dental care. You're losing. You can't pay. You can't afford. You're losing jobs. You are. And yet they were just
listen
laughing
to me.
And cheering.
They will be on their deathbed and saying, "Oh, what a great man he is," and he's the one that killed them.
It's like, are you serious? But again, racism is a nasty and wicked drug because these fools. I mean, I've been looking at some of the footage out there of like these MAGA folks that are threatening our young black young black men that are doing their jobs in their neighborhoods and being threatened and followed, get out of this neighborhood and all kinds. I sat there and said, these fools, these mofos, and like Joy Reese said, why are these white men so freaking angry? You had a 400-year head start. If you were so awesome, as a collective, if you were the superior race, if you have that mindset that you are the superior race, then why the hell are you poor? When you have the 400-year head start.
Because they're uneducated. But anyway, I want to hear someone else's comments on this. And I had them popping up the door.
You know, it's always wonderful when we have our wonderful Elise.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you all?
Good. I know you've been reading because Elise is always reading, so I know she got something to bring to the table.
I wanted to go back to the Jasmine Crockett thing in Texas.
Yes. Okay. Go for it.
What people don't fully understand. So white people are only 40%, 39 to 40% of the population in Texas. There are more registered Democrats in Texas than Republicans. So what's the issue? We got to get out and vote.
Yeah, that part.
Say so many things. I heard the one black guy who ran for office down there. He said, "Oh, she'll never win." Not if you say that. Not if you don't go out there and make sure it happens. And I think that's the problem. The problem is how do you get people out to vote? How do you get, even when I hear comments on whether or not it will make a difference when they get there, we got to remember when they get there in 2026, unless God does something drastic or something wonderful between now and then, they'll still have the same president.
Depending on what you look, how you see it, right?
Right. Unless you end up having a super majority, you may not see the changes you want to see right away.
That's right. You need a super majority.
You have to sign off on those things unless you have super majorities and have enough people to override a veto.
Yeah.
So that's the part we have to remember before we think about it's not going to be helpful if they get there if nothing changes. Well, things can't change if they don't have enough people to override vetoes.
Well, so in response to that, one of the things that will probably be in our favor is that, so we already know that Marjorie Taylor Greene is retiring as of January 5th, I believe it is.
Yeah, the
Yes,
5th.
January
Okay.
6th.
There
January
are
6th.
rumors that another about 20 or so Republicans will not seek reelection. So if Democrats can pick up those seats, there is that push to that majority. So let's keep our fingers crossed, because I think what's happening is, instead of these people standing up to this individual, they rather just walk away.
They couldn't.
And you know what? That's okay, because we need to galvanize ourselves and fill those seats. But like I said, unless we are able to make necessary change and do the things that we should have been doing decades ago, getting these seats mean nothing. And we as Democrats that elect these people to go back into office, they can't go back in there with the typical, oh, this is how we do business. Because Republicans have shown us that they don't play by the rules. We cannot go back in office and play by the rules. We have to change the rules now.
Change the rules and enforce them.
Change.
Yes.
In order to affect change.
But you know what?
And
the Democrats.
and that's where the House comes in, right?
Yes.
So if you control the House, there are lots of things that if the Democrats get the control of the House back and get Senate control.
Yes.
The most important, if they get the control of the House, certain bills can't come out.
That's right.
They can kill things right there. You know, before a bill becomes a law, it has to go through the House. That's where people have to go back to Schoolhouse Rock and understand how Congress is two components, the House and the Senate, which I keep saying, I'm going to keep saying it until people understand there are two components of Congress. It's the House and the Senate.
The House.
Those two things make Congress. Yes. And most people think Congress is just one thing.
Yes.
Congress is two things, the House and the Senate. The House has over 400 members. And right now, with the gerrymandering that's going on, and you know, the latest one is Indiana, where they're trying to get rid of all their Democrats. But I would challenge the citizens of this country. That only happens if you don't get out and vote.
That's right.
What changes something from blue to red or red to blue is you. It's not a map that they draw.
No.
It's how you vote when you get inside that ballot box. We are the controlling factor. The psychological, my daughter said this other day, she said, I'm convinced they're doing psychological warfare. That all of this, the way they're doing things is psychological warfare. The thing that you have to remember is a part of the psychology of saying Texas is red keeps people from thinking, well, it's red, I shouldn't vote.
That's right.
So that's why.
Or it's red and I should only be voting red.
Huh?
I said, or the mindset of it's red, so I'm going to continue to vote red because we're winning as red. We think it's like a game. We're on the red team. They think they're the winners. So
I'm going to put it out. I'm going to take it back to Texas. Texas population and the percentage of Democrats down there. That mentality is not just about I'm red.
Yes.
That's the belief that somehow some people have been convinced, and we know it's been grooming and conditioning over time that your vote doesn't matter.
Yes,
but it does. Texas can show up in a way that has never shown up by doing something. And yeah, they had other opportunities, and people are going to go back to look at what Beto O'Rourke did, but you still had people who didn't vote doing either. And then her need to go out to the Hispanic community in Texas specifically and talk to them. You're going to have to do some of that stuff that Fred Hampton was doing. You're going to have to get down there and talk to them and help those poor people understand
the poor people
that we're all in the same bucket.
White people, black people, we are all in the same bucket.
Right. And if you think about most of the southern states, most of them are at least 1/3 black.
Yes.
Okay.
And how many of those people aren't showing up? So it's about us showing up too. And then we have to help them get in there. And I think Marjorie Taylor Greene may not be the only one that leaves early.
Yeah.
I think some of them may, even though they said that 20 plus, I think they're afraid that more are going to leave early. And then, of course, depending on what states they're in, they could do what Greg Abbott did in Texas and not hold those elections like they're supposed to, because he never did hold the one that he was supposed to hold this year.
Yeah.
And
Omar
so
says
they had
Texas
their
can.
place.
Omar says Texas can tip blue. The Republicans constantly promote their agenda to scare people away from the polls. Also, again, I'm a believer that no matter what you do with the gerrymandering the districts,
Yes.
if we, I was just saying, if we who know what's right are going into those communities and talking to them, because for so many years the Democrats have not gone into these communities, and they have said, you know what? Well, it's red. We don't have to go there. No, you have to go door to door
everywhere.
to door, talk to them, have conversations, say, look, you are just like the rest of us. You are hungry. When Gwendolyn's out there doing her food bank, the majority of people are white. They're out there. They're
How
in
do you
their
change?
cars. They have no food. Food insecurity affects everyone in this country.
You can't change mindset if you're not out there talking to people. You can't talk to the same people. I mean, it does us no good if we're just having a conversation with just us, because we're not trying to convince anyone. We already know. You know what I mean? Right. You have to be out there talking to other people that don't have the same mindset that you have. And it's not that you're trying to convince someone to change, but you just want them to see that there's other possibilities and other views out there other than yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree. I think that my mindset is this. I don't care that you said it's red. I'm going to go in there believing that I can make a difference, because that's what a politician said. That's not necessarily what people are. So you have to go to the people. I think Americans, as U.S. voters, we've got to stop letting them tell us who we are. And that's what they do. Every time they draw it and they say, we're going to draw all the Democrats out of Indiana. Well, they can't draw them all out because they're there. It's up to them to go in there and vote and get the people out to vote. It really
get
is
the people out to vote.
People.
Also, I noticed that the trolls like to pop in as soon as you say the orange man's name. The trolls get triggered, and that's the horrible part about, unfortunately, social media, is that it really will select on what it thinks is important to the masses. And you always see that, like, when we talk about photography and we're talking about simple things, you
don't see them.
No trolls. As soon as you say Trump.
Well, not even that. You can say the Orange Menace or the other names that are used for him, and it pops up.
The Orange Menace, the Orange Turd, the Orange Cheeto.
My thing is Drowsy Don. He's Sleepy Don, Drowsy Don.
Sleepy Don.
It's ridiculous. I mean, this man is constantly sleeping on national TV on a regular basis.
Right.
This man projects everything that he is going to do.
Yes.
All those years of calling Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. Look at this man. Joe Biden has never, ever done this to the extent that this man has done. I mean, this man is sleeping in his own cabinet meetings that he is calling during the middle of the day. I can see if it's like a late night thing where he's had a full day working in the office and traveling the world. He doesn't even work 5 hours a day, from what I understand, on his calendar.
He probably can't stay awake.
But this man, because he's too busy, being on social media between 8 and 1 a.m. in the morning, doom scrolling and threatening people online. Come on now.
2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock.
So we hired a teenager to be on social media from 8 to 2 o'clock in the morning saying nonsense. That's what we hired.
Nonsense.
First of all, it's not even, I'm telling you, this is like middle school. His brain is like a middle school boy.
Not even. He's prepubescent.
I'm just saying, because you call him a teenager. He's not even, his brain's not even teenage.
Yeah, he is an infant brain. That is an infant brain.
It's crazy.
But I think, like, and then, as we keep talking, I know that talk around media and stuff, as you talk about media, especially mainstream media, and not calling that
horrible.
Out. His cognitive issues. They talked about Biden all the time. Biden, he didn't show issues like that.
No.
No.
And even now he's out talking while he's undergoing his treatments, but he's still out there talking, and he's able to have a conversation that you can comprehend. But
this is
one
the
goes
proof,
off the
though.
rails all the time, and he doesn't care, and he falls asleep all day, all the time. You're sitting right next to someone and fall asleep, and then no one holds him accountable for that.
No
But
one.
at the end of the day, it's the American people who have to step up.
Yes,
and do what they have to do and figure it out. And there's so many issues going on now. The stuff that the Supreme Court is doing. There's so many issues. The Supreme Court is just real trash right now.
Oh, the Supreme. Can y'all? Do you guys want to talk about the Supreme Court and the last verdict that they? I should say what the last thing they did in the Supreme Court. What was it? The Texas vote. Again, the gerrymandering, and it's just
they put it on pause, right? Because another circuit court had ruled that it was unconstitutional.
They held
right?
it, right? So now they can keep the
Supreme Court is allowing them to do it.
Yes, the Supreme Court has
Unbelievable. I missed that one.
What day was that, Ron? Friday?
That was
Friday.
Monday. Was it Monday? It was Friday or Monday. Monday or Friday. It was one of those two.
Yeah, they voted for it. They voted to let it sit there.
Yes.
And it was interesting the thing that they used. They said it would interrupt the primary season.
Yes.
I thought that was
next year.
Primary hadn't started.
No.
Yeah.
Primary doesn't start until next year.
That was a part of their argument. Go and look it up. So I was like, wait a minute, the primary season hasn't started, so how's it interrupted? Because what you're saying now is that they have a right to, they interrupted it. First of all, that's something that was supposed to be done every 10 years. You decided to do it in 5.
Absolutely.
That's right.
That's the first issue that they didn't deal with. And then you're to say, oh yeah, we'll let it stand for now because it would interrupt the primary. I was like, well, okay, interrupt the primary.
Supreme Court is a joke. But I'm hoping that the Democrats will say out loud, we are running to change the Supreme Court. They need to verbally say it and say, we're going to expand the court. We're going to expand the court. And the only way we can expand the court is that the way we need to really do it and change these laws, you need a super majority. Let's get the majority of the country comes out, then you can get the change you want.
Term limits. That's what I want to hear.
Term every other country.
No one should have a job for life.
No one should have a job for life.
No one should have a job for life.
Not with that much power.
Not with that, but yeah.
It's crazy. A president can't have lifetime appointment. Why should people deciding and creating enforcing laws be able to? Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. The interpretation of
every other part of government has term limits, except for them.
And every newer democracy than America has term limits on their Supreme Courts.
Right. And it should have term limits because they're not elected. So it's not even about it's just limits of time that they can serve, right?
That's
because they're not elected. Most of the time you hear term limits, those are people who can't run again. Right.
Right.
Here you got people who can just sit forever. I understand their original intent. But however, when they did that, they should have known that it wasn't going to always be that way. Even when you look at some of the writings of some of the people back then, they wrote about people like this. They wrote about people like this man.
Yes.
They put it in words that say, one day you're going to have a person who does this.
That's right.
And he's doing exactly what they said he would do. And the issue that the Supreme Court is always also wanting to take up is birthright.
That's right.
Birthright. So that's interesting, considering the Orange Menace himself, his grandfather came in illegally. And his whole family is about birthright.
Yeah.
I mean, his wife is a naturalized citizen. I mean, if that's
And
something
his
that's
son was
so
born before she became a
fundamental.
citizen.
That part. That part.
Well, this is the ironic part about this country is that you have all these people. I mean, if you just look at the movie, I mean, I already talked about 1883 and 1923 on on television on if you go to Amazon to look at it, and when white settlers immigrants came from overseas, they came here with the intention of getting free land. They got free land that was, well, I don't say free land, but it was stolen land, but it was free for them. And they got all of these inheritance, everything that was given to these folks. And it's like when Joy, I have to say what Joy Reid says. She says, wait a minute, you have a 400-year lead on the rest of us. Not only that, but every time a law was created, or for instance, when the slavery was ended, black people didn't get reparations. White people got reparations. The slaveholders got reparations.
Yeah.
So not only did you have a 400-year start, you got all the benefits, redlining, and all the other stuff that goes on. And you still are, like Dr. Tachi says, for some, not all white, we're not saying all white people, but there's a segment, these racist MAGA folks. Why are you upset? You have a 400 lead. If you were as good as you think you are, you would be far advanced. You would be the wealthy people of the society. That's why I know this is going to sound bad when I say this. When I'm in New York City and I am on the train, we have lots of people begging. Lots of people from many backgrounds. But every time I see I know this may sound a little rough, but every time I see the white guy on the begging, I'm sitting there like in my head, and I've been this way since I was a kid. I was like, what is wrong with this picture? Why is he begging? Because he has all the opportunities. He can go into a job and just, if the black guy goes in, the white guy goes in, the Spanish guy goes in, the white guy goes in, the Asian guy and the white guy most likely will get the job. You have to be really down out in America as a white person to not get the benefits of what has been established for you.
And that's even if they didn't go to school for higher education degrees.
Yes.
They can get paid more than we can with a bachelor's degree, with the high school diploma. So it really is like, but it's like Lyndon Johnson said.
He said it. It's the best summary.
Get them to believe that somehow they're better than someone else.
Yes.
And then you have that part, but you also have the part of the stoking of continued fear in them. Like, they're going to take this from you. Well, we can't take anything. Like, they're going to take your jobs. They're going to do this. They're going to marry your daughters. They're going to do all these things. And then that's part of the fear. The other fear is them worried about the ones who are out here doing all the horrible stuff, worried about us doing something back.
Yeah. And we don't think that way.
So I think that's something, all of those things, I always say it's the three things. You have power and control, money, greed, and they work it through fear.
Yes.
And everything you hear them putting, even when you listen to them now, it's all about fear.
It's always fear.
All of a sudden, the word affordability, now they
want to attack the word affordability.
But he was the one that was using it during the campaign. Like, that's how he won. That's what he used as his winning strategy. And now it's a hoax by the Democrats, and they use this word and they don't even know what it means. Like, I want to call him a word, but I don't want it to get us banned on here. So I'm just going to keep it to myself. Because he is what you call an ignorant person.
Yes.
And we know what that term means.
Yes, we know.
But anyway, leave it alone.
Kimmy says they have exceptions for those they know or will pay. Highest form of nepotism. I when you think about it, for instance, how many of us know that when we got hired at most of our jobs, the white guy or the white woman that got the same job got paid more?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's no secret. I mean, this is the norm in America. So it's like
Yep.
you and they may be coming with less credentials.
And a
But
lot of
yet
cases they are.
in a lot of cases they don't have the credentials. Because most of the time, that's when someone says when that Mark, what was his name? The one that unfortunately got assassinated, when he says, when I see a black person, African, he didn't even say African American. He just said black person. When I see a black person coming out the cockpit, I get afraid to go on the airplane. Do you know how much work
off the
black person had to go through to get into that cockpit?
I mean, the training is the training, huh?
My thing is,
the best
take your ass.
World War II were who?
Speaking of which, I had to hold on. I had to give a shout out to my cousin's oldest son. He is 18 years old. He just started college, and he just received his private pilot's license yesterday. So congratulations to him, Chase. So proud, so proud.
And I didn't know until this summer that my granddaughter someone this past summer put her at her school, put her on a list to go down to Elizabeth City College in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know how it happened. We didn't know how it happened. We just know it was free for her to go. The whole program was aviation.
Oh, okay.
They have a whole program down there on aviation, learning everything about planes and all that stuff. And so what was interesting is it's an HBCU.
I did not know this. We weren't
the only ones in there. Her 4 suite mates look like the palm of your hand.
Nice.
So but they have an aviation program. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife Mackenzie actually gave them $15 million.
Yes.
So it's a small school with really low tuition. So if you want to go down there,
and what's the name of the school?
Know someone interested, they should look into that because they have a huge model plane in front of the place where they went to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, for those that know, I studied aviation, so I went to aviation high school, and then I was supposed to go to Spartan School of Aeronautics, which was in Oklahoma, but I didn't want to leave my mom because she was by herself, and so I stayed in New York, and I went to the College of Aeronautics here in New York City, which is now Vaughn College for aviation. So it's very hard to find schools that have aviation programs. The other aviation program was in I think it was Miami. So Emory, not Embry-Riddle, but is it Embry-Riddle? I think it's Embry-Riddle. Maybe I can't remember which one. It's in Florida, but I didn't go to that one either because again I wanted to stay close to my mother because being a single mom, wanted to be there to support her. But to have an HBCU that has an aviation program, that would have been so cool back in my time.
Oh wait, Doctor, let me put this on the screen. Dr. Tachi says Florida Memorial has one, and it's an HBCU.
Ah, okay. There we go. As
an
HBCU.
I love the fact that we have people that look like us wanting to get into these fields and are doing it, and it just shows you that people are out there doing it. Because a lot of people don't think that you're black and you are a pilot. I mean, so this past summer or early summer, I actually went up to Long Island because that's where he lives, and I photographed him for his school pictures. And one of the shots that he wanted was being on the airfield in front of his plane that he goes up in every week. So I photographed him in front of his plane, and I remember us talking because he was, getting ready to gear up to take the test, and he wanted to be able to take it for this fall. Now that he's in aeronautics school in college, and listen, it's not cheap. Aeronautics school is so expensive. It is extremely expensive. You think that just going to a regular 4-year college is expensive? Because in addition to your regular college classes, you're taking flight classes, and all those come with fees because every time you have to pay to rent the planes, you have to rent for space and time, and
You got to pay for
everything
the
else is
trainer.
associated. Yes, it's so expensive. So the nice thing about this now that he is a licensed private pilot, he can now actually take other people up and teach them and
And
use
get
the
the
money
same
from that.
hours.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he gets
and then get his
hours.
hours. Yes, yes, because you need hours to constantly keep stepping up. And eventually he does want to become a commercial pilot. So this is a way to get to that. But I just love his commitment, and he's always wanted to be a pilot since he was really young. Because one, his mother, as a when he was little, our family loves to travel, and we take the kids everywhere. So he's used to being on planes and being able to see the cockpit, and he just fell in love with it. And his mom said, for his, I believe it was his 15th or 16th birthday, as a birthday gift, she gave him flight lessons, and he was hooked. That was it. That was it.
That's
So
what it
kudos
takes.
to him. Yeah, and we need this country, this world needs more pilots, more pilots of color, more women pilots. And when I see posts of like women pilots and people of color, it warms my heart. And when I get on a plane and I see a black pilot, the level of proudness that I feel, and even though I don't know these people, there's just a sense of pride you get because you know how hard they have to work to get into that cockpit, because we
You
have to
better believe it.
work 5-10 times harder than anybody else at
Absolutely.
everything we do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You
And that's
work
what
your
people
tail
don't
off.
understand, how tough it is, for challenging it can be for us as Black people to get into all of these things. It just takes me back to the Cuba Gooding movie where he wanted to be the undersea diver in the military, and what they put him through, which the actual man through to be
Mhm.
able to get there, how hard they made it for him to obtain that. Actually, one of my students in high school actually was related to a Black Navy diver.
Mm.
Grandfather was one. And so, he was talking about how challenging it was for his grandfather. And I think that's the one thing coming through school, you had to be the best, the brightest. You were pushed to be the best and brightest.
Yes.
You would work hard. I tell people at 7th grade, Mr. Pierce, I'll never forget Mr. Pierce. He was my homeroom teacher, and he taught whatever it was. And he did the spelling test. So you had spelling tests for every word you got wrong. He had a cut hand bent. You got 2 licks in that hand for every one you got
Back in
wrong.
the day.
Guess who became an excellent speller? I did. That wasn't a way to do it, but I did. Was my English teacher. That's why why it's so challenging for me to listen to people use prepositions incorrectly.
You know what?
Drives
Since
me insane.
we're on the subject of teachers and how they influence your life, I think we all have stories of a teacher that we had when we were younger that has, subconsciously influenced us in so many different ways. And sometimes you don't even think about it, but even right now, I'm sitting here looking at myself on the screen, and I'm just I'm trying to make sure I'm sitting up properly. I'll never forget 5th grade. I had a teacher. His name was Mr. Shapiro. It was an older white gentleman, and he was way up in his years. He was probably in his 70s when he was still my teacher. I remember, and one of his things was he wanted to teach you, but then also he wanted to teach you life skills. And one of the things he taught me was always sit up straight. Great posture is important in everything you do, not only for your health, but how people perceive you and how you communicate with people. So, whenever I find myself kind of slouching a little bit, I always do this. And then in the back of my brain, I always remember him. I will always remember. I mean, this man's, gone to pasture to a better place in the sky a long time ago, but I always remember him.
We all do. I mean, teachers. You know how I feel about teachers. I think teachers are the most important people in the world. Without teachers, we could not be doing what we do. We could not grow the way we're supposed to grow, educated the way we're supposed to be. I mean, our teachers, and I had several teachers that were like my second moms. I mean, they were in my life in a major way. I would have never gone to aviation high school if it wasn't my teacher that fought for me to go to aviation high school. And because at that time, aviation was an all majority white school. You couldn't get in there. It was just very hard for Black students to get into aviation high school.
Yeah.
And it was so ironic because we had a black principal, but you couldn't get him. I mean, it was really hard. We had to pass exams, you had to get interviews, you had to have a letter from your congressperson. I mean, it was really work. But my teacher, Miss Moore, she worked her magic to make sure I got into aviation high school. And when they lost my records, she still, even I had left the school and went to high school, she was still fighting. Make sure you get this guy, this kid into that school.
Yeah, and as a teacher,
teachers are amazing.
Yeah, as a former teacher, I've had children, a couple of kids come to my house with my family and I for a few days. We worked through some stuff with their parents so they can go back home and do what they needed to do, but made sure that they were in school at the same time. You have people in your life like that. My husband talks about the story of how he got interested in the world. His teacher gave him in elementary school, gave him an atlas. She says, he was very curious, so she gave him an atlas, which, I told you my husband could tell you about every transportation system in the world. But that's what sparked his interest in understanding the world and seeing the world. But I think that as educators, you only know. My kids asked me when I was teaching in school if I thought I was a great teacher or a good teacher, and I told them I can't judge that. The only thing I have to go on is how successful they were after they left me.
Yes.
I said, you can come back and tell me if I did my job well. Mm-hmm. And so I think any teacher who says I'm a great teacher without evidence.
You may want to think twice if you're praising yourself on being a great teacher.
Absolutely.
Great
because
teacher.
You don't know. You don't know that you're a great teacher until you see the fruits of your labor, which is your students.
There you go.
And I often told teachers who had students when they would say, "Oh, most of my students didn't do well." I said, "That's because you did not teach them. You talked to them." I said, because teaching implies learning. I always want to make sure my students learn something.
That's right.
And a good teacher challenges their students to actually learn. And then it is ingrained in your memory. Like you ingrained in your memory. Like I told you, that thing about prepositions. They say, "Where you at?" I said, "Behind that preposition." Because most people don't even know it, but it irks me when I hear educators say that. Stop saying that. Stop teaching people improper grammar, and then when they go and see it, they can't even.
They're not even teaching grammar anymore. They're not teaching spelling. It's crazy.
They don't teach writing at all.
And now they're getting ready to get rid of like teaching script. So now
they did that a long time ago. Ron,
well, some schools were still doing it, but now it's totally getting rid of it. I think they announced it this year.
Ron tells me all the time, like how like the teachers say, "Oh, they don't teach spelling anymore." Cursive. Like, not even cursive, just spelling. Like basic
don't teach
education. You don't teach. How do you not teach spelling? Like that is the basic foundation. Spelling and arithmetic. Like that is just the basics. Those are the building blocks of everything else. If you're not teaching that, how do you expect us to be able to compete on a global stage?
You can't.
It's so scary. It is so scary. What do you teach these kids? Emojis?
That's
what some schools are. Well, Lisa says script is gone and been gone.
Yeah.
But they still ask people to sign things.
Yes.
They say print your name, then sign. But
yes.
They don't know script.
We don't know how to do script.
Like, what is that?
They don't know how to sign anything.
Oh, gosh. That's scary.
They really don't teach children how to be successful outside of everything. My granddaughter's getting ready to graduate from high school, and we let her stay where she is way too long. But they never taught her to write papers. And so I asked the principal, I said, "So what's going to be the first thing she has to do, these students have to do when they get to college, whether they typing it or not? They're going to have to write a paper."
Yes.
They're going to have to cite evidence. They're going to have to know how to write up where they got that evidence from. They're gonna still have to do a bibliography. They're gonna still have to do something, right?
They won't know what any of that stuff is.
They don't. And they don't know how to write.
So important.
They just don't.
And,
They don't teach writing.
and most kids are not being taught critical thinking.
And an
That's
emoji paper is not going to give you a good grade.
and
And
on
I
that
tell,
note, we're going to end.
but I think we have to also understand, Ron, before you end,
Yes.
they're also there. You have to make sure that you always have a working class, an undereducated group of people. And I believe that's what they're doing
Wow. Yes.
right
Well,
now in
I'm.
education. Think about
Well,
what they're doing.
you know that if you can dummy down the population, you can control the population.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
And Lisa says, my son struggles to sign his name. And when his grandmother sends him a note in script, he asks me to read it because he can't decipher it. There's the proof.
Enough
There's the
said.
proof. Enough said on that. But again,
Yeah.
for all the teachers out there, I want to say thank you for all of the teachers, because teachers sacrifice so much. Teachers don't make enough money, and the money that they do make, they take their money and scrape it up for kids that can't afford to even go to class. They buy their paper, they buy their books. I mean, I've seen teachers do, I mean, they're the ones that go shopping. When you go to some of the shoppings downtown Brooklyn and you see all those books, and there's a teacher spot there that people go to, and you see all the teachers in there buying stuff for their students.
Yeah.
On their salary. It's not like they get a stipend and say, hey, you know what? Here's $25 to take care of your students. No, they're taking it out of their own pocket.
Yep.
Teachers are amazing.
Yep.
So if you have a teacher out there, if you can, and you're able to contact them and say thank you, give them a call and say thank you. Like some, I used to be a youth director. I'm not a teacher, but the young people still say hello, thank you. I ran into one of my students last night at the event. I was like, wait a minute, Stacy, what are you doing here? She has her own company. She's flourishing, and she came to a friend. I was like, oh my gosh, Stacy, and she's like, yes, Ron knew me when I was 15 years old. She's a woman. She has a child. She has her children. She's married. She's she has her own company and everything. Teaching, being responsible for people is an honor. And if those that get a chance to do it, it's a wonderful thing. You're changing the future. You're making the future better.
Ron, can I say one more thing in
Yes.
the realm of politics? The challenge to people is to get out there and go into the bushes, the hedges, the highways, start talking to people, because we cannot own and take in what they're saying is this of these states, what they're doing. We got to show them something different. I think the biggest thing is showing up and having people understand community and connections, and using that as the force that drives, because the people are in control. I think we have to stop giving politicians and what they do, whether they redraw a map, are they redrawing your morality? Are they redrawing your humanity? Where's your humanity? Where are they redrawing? They're not feeding you any more than anything else. If you're struggling and with making the bills get paid, look at what they're doing. Your healthcare, if they don't make a change right now, is going up in January. And for some people,
that's right,
by hundreds of percents, right? You're gonna go from $100 and some to $300 or more. It's gonna escalate exponentially. That's because of how you allow people to control you. It's not because of people who don't look like you. Stop looking at everybody and thinking, oh, it's the Black people, it's the brown people, it's anyone else. It's not. They're not doing it. It's the politicians and the billionaires who they work for that's controlling everything.
That's right.
They're the reason your prices are going up. Not someone who came from another country, but the people who are running this country and the people who control the people who are running this country. Those are the people that's causing the problem. We're not enemies. We are in the same bucket. And I think that we have to keep saying that over and over again to people understand it and get out there and talk to each other and make a difference. Because if we sit and accept what's happening and do what they want us to do, which is fight amongst each other, the have-nots are fighting each other.
Yes.
While the haves are laughing and getting richer.
And they are getting richer.
And we got to stop that. I mean, we won't even talk about some of that stuff that happens. Like, I know you talked to Dr. Tachi about the Netflix thing, but all of the have-nots are fighting against each other. And 99% of us don't have enough of that. So,
that's right.
yes. That's all I
Well,
want
thank you. No, those are good words. So, guys, let's encourage the vote. I mean, voting starts now. Getting out there, campaigning starts now. Talking to your neighbor starts now. So let's educate our brothers and sisters, no matter who they are, coming from wherever persuasion. Let's tell them, let's share with them, talk to them, educate them why it's important to vote and what side of the history they should be on. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm not gonna go into all the announcements. I'm just gonna say good day. I have to get ready to go back to the city. I got more events to do today and lots of work. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's our Trend Watch Thursday, so we have more time together. And so thank you, Lalise. Thank you, Chris. And guys, we are out of here. We love you. Thank you for being a part. And also, if you're here, make sure you hit those likes. And you are also welcome to comment. Love you. Later. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.